My name is David Woods Sr., and I, along with my sons, David Woods Jr. and Devin Woods, would like to invite you to join us for the next half hour as we present Dayton People. Now, it's a reality show that showcases people like yourself going about their everyday activities. So now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the program.
Hello there, this is David Woods Jr., producer of Dayton People. Dayton People is a reality show of women in Dayton, Ohio, going about their everyday activity. The show was created by me, David Woods Jr., my father, David Woods Sr., and my brother, Devin Woods. We would like for you to also check us out on YouTube and also check us out on other stations like the Christian stations and other stations. So we would like for you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the program. Thank you.
Hello there. I'd like to take this time to invite you and your family to join me for Dayton People. And I, along with my son, Devin Woods, would like to introduce you to some of the people of the Dayton area going about their everyday activities. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the program.
There you go.
Okay.
But what I am here to say to police officers is that if you cannot look at people as people and not see color and not see a black man and see a threat and not be scared that you have to shoot someone on sight, this is not the job for you. Policing is about protecting and serving, and we should not need to be protected from the police.
That's right.
To Mike DeWine, we call on you to release the tape, to be transparent. And we do not buy your bull crap, and that's what I'm going to call it, bull crap.
Yes.
We do not buy your bull crap that you are trying to protect the investigation and the integrity of the grand jury process when you have released sound bites to the media trying to slander this young man.
Yeah.
And because he is not a robber, because he is not a thief, because he is not a thug, you tried to say that he was walking around and swaying this piece of merchandise and trying to somewhat imply that that is why he died. And we will not allow you as the media, because you're here today, so thank you, so we can speak to you. We will not allow you as the media to continue to perpetuate the myth that black men are somehow responsible for their own deaths. We do not accept these sound bites that have been provided. Man walking through Walmart waving gun at people dies. No, how about man in Walmart picks up a piece of merchandise that is facing the ground and is shot almost in his back before he even knows the police are there. Now that is a media headline. allow this young man's death to be in vain. It has been said before, we have such short memories. We don't vote. We don't encourage our families to vote. We don't take the time. But if you don't see how important this is not somebody, and I don't buy into the myth that anyone should die because of some little infraction. But here we don't even have that. You walk in Walmart alive and you leave in a body bag. That is not how it should happen. And so this could be any one of you. This could be any one of our kids. This could be me not being able to be here today. So it is important. If nothing else has ever hit home with you how important your voice is, it is now. Because if something happened to your loved one, at the very least, you will want to know what happened. And that is being hidden. So please register. Make sure that your registration is updated. Go vote. And also, please take care of our babies. Let them know how important they are, because unfortunately, until we have a very responsible media, they get messages every day that are contrary to who we are as a people.
But then it's canceled by the Ohio Attorney General out of his concern for a fair trial and an untainted jury for defendants. Wait a minute. That is not justice. And if we have no justice, let me tell you something, we're going to have no peace. We're here today because certain parts of the investigation have been released. Anything that would be negative and derogatory to John Crawford III has already been released. That is not justice, and if there is no justice, there will be no peace. We're here today because there is a video surveillance that captured everything that happened. And Ohio Attorney General Mike DeWine is refusing to release the video. That is not justice. And if there is no justice, there will be no peace. Today, I have to call out the Ohio Attorney General Mike DeWine. Today, I have to call him a man of at least two faces. At least. Mike DeWine said on yesterday he could not release the video because it would be dynamite. It would be dynamite for him to release the video and let the public see it, and that would taint a jury, possibly taint a jury pool. Well, Mr. Mike DeWine, if releasing video to the public before it goes before a grand jury is dynamite, why is it that you had Ohio taxpayers pay for the creation of some dynamite last year? Let me tell you what I'm talking about. Last year, in the city of Cleveland, Ohio, there was an incident when, after a police chase, 13 police officers shot at a vehicle 137 times, killing the two occupants, which were unarmed and which happened to be black. Ohio Attorney General Mike DeWine had a company come in and produce an animated video showing what happened at the end of the chase. That video was released for everybody to see. The police shooting 137 times into that vehicle. Now, why is it that the release of video is dynamite in Beaver Creek, but it's okay in Cleveland? There's a liar on the line somewhere. Mr. DeWine, who is it you're trying to protect? Who is it you're standing for? Who is it you're standing with? We're demanding justice. If you can create a video in Cleveland and release it before it goes to the grand jury, you can get the real video that won't cost you a dime and release it before it goes to the grand jury. We're sick of this. We're not taking this. That's no justice. And if there's no justice, there will be no peace. Two people died on that night. We also pray for the family of Angela Williams. When she heard gunshots, she tried to run, had a medical emergency, and collapsed and died that night. There were reports that came out that said that John Crawford III refused to obey police orders to drop the gun. Reports came out that said John Crawford III was walking around the store pointing the gun at people. There were reports that John Crawford was doing all of this wrong stuff. Historically, if John Crawford was doing anything wrong with that gun, that video would have been released by now. If John Crawford was a felon, if John Crawford was a thief, if John Crawford has spent time in prison, all of that information would have been out by now. But because you can't find dirt, you're trying to create dirt. That means there's no justice, and when there's no justice, there will be no peace. Who is he really trying to protect? We're just asking for the truth. All we want is justice. We want justice for this family. We want the video released. Let the chips fall where they may. Our concern is the lack of justice. U.S. Department of Justice, we need you in Beaver Creek, not later on. We need you right now because Mike DeWine cannot be trusted. We don't trust you, Mike DeWine, and I hope all media will pick this up. He made us as taxpayers pay for the creation of the animated video, presented it to the public before it went to the grand jury. It was fine. It worked for whoever he was trying to protect in Cleveland, but apparently he's trying to protect somebody in Beaver Creek, and it's not John Crawford III. That's why we're here today. That family's not going to stand alone. There are people standing all over this nation, including Reverend Al Sharpton and every chapter of the National Action Network. Enough is enough. It's not just vote for one side of the track. What I like about this crowd today, somebody is standing here saying, I just want the truth. I want justice. I want transparency. I want killing and brutalizing of black young men to stop. We've had enough unarmed men killed. I want to say again, I am absolutely not anti-police. My sister is a police officer. I work with the police all the time. But unfortunately, we apparently have some police officers that should not be police officers. Because it's appearing that some of them are choosing to punk out. Kill first, check later. Maybe that's not a job for you. Don't kill first and check it out later. Somebody should have said, wait a minute. That was a serious call that came over 911. 6-foot-tall black man walking around the store with a gun. Actually, that's not against the law in Ohio. So what went wrong? We don't know what went wrong. But what we call for is a transparent, fair, clear, unhindered investigation. Mike DeWine, you have lied to us. It's just that simple. You have lied to the Dayton NAACP. You have lied to the Crawford family. You're lying to the entire state of Ohio to say that the release of this video would be dynamite. No, holding the truth back, that's what dynamite is. That's dynamite. And as we close this session today, let everybody know that we're here and we're determined to get justice for the Crawford family and justice for all. They do not stand alone. And please, just in case Mr. Mike DeWine doesn't get my question, when you see him, because he's going to be on all kinds of campaign rallies, coming up here running for election, when you go and he's speaking, when you ask him a question for me, please ask him, why is the release of video in Beaver Creek dynamite, but it's fine in Cleveland? Is that a fair question? Is that a fair question? Please ask him, why did he have us pay for a video to be created in Cleveland? The video is already available in Beaver Creek, but he doesn't want to release it. Something is not right. Something is stinking, and we will not be quiet. We will not stand still. Enough is enough. We see something that looks like no justice, and if there is no justice, there will be no peace. Thank you. Thank you.
So when you leave here today, don't just go home and be mad about it.
Yeah.
Don't go home and don't pick up the phone and call them and say, we got to do something. Don't go home and say, oh, I'm just so mad and you don't turn on the computer, you don't send an email. Don't just get mad and you don't go and write letters to the editor. Don't get mad and don't go on social media and say we got to change it. How we found out about Ferguson was through social media.
That's right.
The people's movement. And so today we're relaunching Dr. King's People Movement to make sure that we got fairness and transparency and justice. And we won't rest until the dream is real, until there's never another John Crawford ever in the history of our country. So we stand united with the Black Caucus. This is not personal. This is not political.
Yeah.
This is moral. We want justice. We want transparency. We want the truth.
To release a tape because he believes that it would possibly taint a jury. He said it would be dynamite to let the community and let the family know the truth of what really happened. But we have a serious problem with that because just last year, Mike DeWine had Ohio taxpayers pay for the creation of an animated video to show what happened at the end of a police chase in Cleveland, Ohio, where 13 police officers fired 137 shots into an automobile, killing 2 unarmed Black Americans. He felt it necessary to pay for the creation of a video, but he finds it dynamite to release a video already created. That is hypocritical. That is two-faced. That is not justice. And when we don't have justice, there's not going to be peace. So we stand with this Crawford family here today. We stand together in solidarity, saying, Ohio Attorney General, something is not right, something stinks, and we want justice, and we want it now.
Bishop, how much does it help to have such a diverse crowd out here today? Does that help send a message to the Attorney General that you want the tape release and that you want justice for the Crawford?
The diversity of this crowd is invaluable. It should speak volumes. That is just not some one little small group. This is everybody simply saying, we want the truth. We want transparency. Just tell us the truth. Let us know what happened, and let us be assured that there will be justice.
What do you think of the planned rally tomorrow by the Beaver Creek Police? Is this something that will aid to the solidarity and the message?
I hope so, because this is not an anti-police rally. We're pro-police, but we want the police to do right, protect and serve. That's what we want them to do.
Bishop, you all have...
Please identify yourself as you speak to us.
Sorry about that. My name is Kelly Lana with the Dayton Daily News. You've said we've heard a lot of things here today. We've seen the rallies. what is the next step? What should the people out here be doing now?
Right now, we're encouraging everybody to register to vote. Because if we have an attorney general we can't trust to bring forth justice, he has no business being the Ohio Attorney General. Let's register to vote, and he needs to be voted out. That's number one. Secondly, we're going to make sure that we get a message to the United States Justice Department to let them know they need to come in and look at this investigation. We only want what's right. We only want what's to be transparent, and we want everybody to be assured that there will be justice for the family of John Wright. We want everybody to flood the phone banks of the Ohio Attorney General. Flood the email, flood the faxes. Let him know it's not just the Crawford family, it's all families of Ohio that is demanding justice for this family.
That's right. Jessica Hefner with Date Daily News and News Center 7. You indicated that Mr. Sharp is intending to come to the area on September 18th. Is that in connection with this case? And what do you foresee him doing while he's here?
That is partly in connection with this case. He's coming to this area to encourage, especially our youth, that they are important. They're not walking around with a target on their back. He wants them to pick their heads up. He wants our youth to get involved in the process. And he wants everyone to know, wait a minute, we are going to stand with our young people. We're going to let them know that they have great promise. They should be kings and queens. They are not disposable garbage. Don't look at them like that.
My name is Lloyd Jordan.
Excuse me?
Will he be coming to Beaver Creek?
I can say this, he'll be coming to this area. Exactly where, I'm not sure yet, but we'll let you know probably by Monday.
What's your name, Sharon?
Yes.
Can you say and spell your name for me?
Sharon Sherrod Brown. Sharon, S-H-A-R-O, Sherrod, S-H-E-R-R-O-D, Brown.
What does all of this mean to you and your family?
Can you talk in the mic, please?
And could you spell your name one more time for us, please?
Sharon Sherrod Brown, that's S-H-A-R-O-N, Sherrod, S-H-E-R-R-O-D, Brown,
It means a lot. It means a lot to our family because it's just unsettling. We don't have all the answers. We haven't seen everything, and we feel betrayed right now by what has happened and how it has unfolded. And we appreciate each and every person that has marched, protested, and walked to help bring justice for my nephew, John Henry Crawford. What do you feel about some of these things that have been, put out there, talking about, him being a father and all these different things? I mean, do you feel like he's been portrayed in a negative light?
I feel like what was put out in the media was not the truth. And maybe because it was because of the caller they called in. But I didn't see a change in how the media was portraying or putting out there what had actually happened. So that narrative, I think, should have changed as this whole process went on. And I didn't see much of a change at all.
And that one's asking for, we heard the attorney say that he was murdered. I mean, you saw it. Was he pointing the gun at people? Was he pointing the gun?
If I can correct that, it was the father of John Crawford and the attorney that saw just over 5 minutes of the tape. And what was declared was that they looked at this video. John Crawford was facing a shelf in Walmart. He had the rifle with the muzzle pointed toward the floor, leaning on this rifle kind of like he was on a cane. The next thing they know, he collapses to the floor. He never even looked toward the officers. Maybe it's that scene that Mike, what's his name? Mike DeWine is calling dynamite. No, we just want the truth. So if he's looking at a shelf with the muzzle of a gun on the floor and he never even looks up toward police officers, that tells me he didn't hear command to drop a weapon. That tells me he didn't have an opportunity to do anything different. That tells me I have to agree with the father. He was simply murdered.
They ain't give him a command. They didn't even give a command.
What are you going to say to all the people who want to request that body cameras be put on all the police, and the KKK is probably in favor of the police and not having those body cameras because they know that when the body camera is there and present, the police take a different course of action and their use of force continues?
I heard a police officer say on the news report this morning, there is a department somewhere that's using the body cameras right now, and they say they want it. So many police officers want these body cams. Why should there be a fear of the truth getting out? That's all we're asking for, is the truth. So we want those body cams out, yes.
I'm Amber with ABC and Fox, and you mentioned that Walmart also needs to take responsibility. What do you want the store to do to change any of this possibly?
Today is about John Crawford getting justice. And my message today is to the United States Justice Department. That is our message today.
Has any message or communication been sent to Eric Holder?
Yes, there has been communication sent to the U.S. Justice Department. Yes, sir.
And have you heard anything back as of yet?
I have not heard anything back. I think the Dayton president of the NAACP has been in communication with the local representative here. So we're not very sure where that process is, but we're going to continue to ask them, please come to Beaver Creek.
Comment also, Attorney General Mike DeWine said he was handing this case over to a special prosecutor. Does that resonate at all?
We don't trust that process because the special prosecutor works for Mike DeWine. So we don't trust that.
That's right. You said that you want justice. What do you think should happen to these two officers?
I can't say what should happen to these two officers. We want the truth. We have to know what the truth is before we can say what should happen to these two officers. We're not trying to pass judgment. We're trying to get the truth. Show us them doing right, but let the truth come forth. That's what we ask for. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.